wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right.
The good brother TK Kirkland, ladies and gentlemen.
C to the mother effing K.
Yes,
A summer visit from TK Kirkland means something big must be happening, and it is.
Yes, sir.
Because you just announced the Catch Me If You Can World Tour.
Yes.
Be a Live Nation.
Yes. We started in April, but I always try to get to you when I get ready to kick stuff off. But then with the kids and other stuff, I had to travel, so everything worked out well. So I'm making a pit stop this weekend for the Stress Factory because it's my home. It's the only date that Diddy had, and I had to come do Jersey. So that's why I'm here, to promote that and to talk about the rest of the tour, which I'm going to be in Houston next week at the House of Blues, and the 19th I'm going to be at Elmo's in Austin, Texas. So I'm excited. I'm excited, Charlamagne.
Damn, you just turned 63 this year, too.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated, man? What keeps you going?
I just think it's in my DNA, you know? And at one time, I think we talked about I was going to retire. And then when you start realizing when you're home for a couple of days or a week, you go, wow, listen, I don't know. You're like, you know what? I think I need to stay busy because I think that's the old mindset. People think they need to stay retired just to chill. But I think to stay youthful and active and live a long time, you actually have to be active and fit in your schedule, working out and taking care of yourself. So I stay consistent with that.
I wanted to ask you about, comedians stealing jokes, right? And it's something that we always talk about all the time. You've come up here so many times, and you probably were the first one to talk about signs of getting old and make sure you date somebody that knows the signs of getting old. Signs of a stroke.
Right.
But I've been hearing that joke more and more and more and more. Does that upset you when you hear your jokes?
Here's the thing. When I said that joke, someone said Sinbad did that joke years ago. What people don't know about me, and I think Charlamagne could say because he's worked with me a lot of times, I never watch another comic. I always stay out the room. So what happens as you get older in life and business, you talk about, there's no comic that's not going to talk about something that another comic has not talked about already. It's impossible, right? It's going to be the same topic. It may not. Now, if you do somebody's material joke for joke for joke, you're stealing the joke. But if you dealing with a topic like we're comedians, you want to talk about marriage, you want to talk about marriage, I want to talk about marriage, right? I can't stop you from doing that because that's your story.
Right.
One thing that I do about my stand-up show is I read a lot. And when I go and get on the mic, whatever happens, happens. I don't have a set structure show because when I got my degree, we were taught that when you give a speech, you never get the same speech for the same audience because every audience is different.
Correct.
So you truly have to be prepared for what's going to happen. So when someone just steals something of mine, I'm not that petty. I got so much material. Like, I'll do 2-3 hours on you in a minute. But when I have my own stand-up show and I put comics on the show, I run a tight ship. I talk about what you cannot talk about. Because most comics don't have comedy IQ, and comedy IQ is like a LeBron James or Michael Jordan. They know a lot about the other players on the teams, right? Well, comedians don't do that because comedians will be on the same show and want to go right behind each other. And let's say something happened to Will Smith. Someone doesn't talk to him as a team and say, "Yo, you talk about this, but don't talk about that because I'm the headliner." They all go on. Talk about Will Smith. They all go on. Talk about sex. They all go on. So the person in the audience,
it's like, I'm tired of this.
I'm
Hey, Will
tired
Smith,
of-
another Will Smith
Are
show.
they willing to listen, though? Like, are the comics willing to listen?
No, comics don't want to listen. What I found out when I started structuring my show, I was getting backlash. Go, TK don't want nobody to shine. But y'all know me for a long time. I worked hard to get my name on the marquee, and I run my show the way I want my show ran, regardless of if a person gets upset or not, because I know the quality and how I want the show to run. And I want comics to, you do this material, you do this, you do that, and then bam, I come on, and then it's a complete show.
And you a tough act to follow regardless, TK.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't play. You already know I bring the heat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I bring the heat. Whether it's a concert or whatever, I bring the heat.
And I saw you at Essence Fest. That had to be like a full circle moment? 'Cause
Listen.
you hosted the 30th anniversary of the Cash Money Millionaires.
Yes, and shout out to Baby and Slim. We've been working on some other things, and Baby said, T, you should do the Essence Fest. And I turned them down, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think when you get a certain age, there's some things you don't want to do no more.
Essence is perfect. You
No, I
63.
didn't know. I haven't been to the Essence in 20-something years.
Oh yeah, because Essence is perfect. It's
That's grown
they're
folks
skewing a
business.
little. They're trying to skew a little low, younger,
Yes.
but it's 25.
But
to
what I'm
65.
saying is, how old were you guys 20 years ago?
20 in my 20s.
26.
Yeah, see, that's when last time I was at the Essence. So it was a different vibe then,
what
right?
you're saying.
Yeah, it was a different vibe. So I was like, no. So since we was working on some other stuff, it came back up again, and I said, yo, baby, let's do the Essence Fest. So we did the Essence Fest, and he got me to host their YouTube celebration because, Leo Cohen and YouTube gave them an award as well down YouTube. So I hosted that, got to bring out the tux and all that kind of stuff and do something because I don't get a chance to wear suits that much.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good feeling. So we're doing a lot of things together. And so shout out to Baby and No Crew.
What are you doing with them? Because I've been hearing that you might have a Netflix special coming.
Yeah.
But then I'm hearing you doing something with Birdman. So is the Birdman like a special?
Yeah, what we're going to do is everything should be finalized soon, but we're going to do it October 18th at the Fillmore in New Orleans. And it's going to be Cash Money Presents TK Kirkland.
Wow.
So we getting ready to do something really, really huge. And then we got some other big things that we're doing. So it's 90% done.
But you went on tour with them back in the day, right?
I started with Cash Money.
Okay.
And what happened was shout out to Ron Bird, because I was touring with Jay-Z on Hard Knock Life tour.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got down to New Orleans, Nelly and them was all on the show, but they didn't have nobody to host it. So I'm sitting in the audience, I'm an opportunist. So I said, Ron, y'all need somebody to go on? He said, you want to go up?
Ron Bird was the tour manager.
Yeah, you know exactly who Ron Bird is.
I was on that tour.
You was on that tour? Yeah, yeah.
I was on that tour.
Right.
Nelly, Birdman, Fabulous. I was DJing
Yes,
for Fab
yep.
and A-Marie.
Right. And I went on, and Baby saw me. And, he said, yo, they was about to do baller blocking. And he said, yo, what up, Walter? He said, listen, yo, you the man. He said, ain't you that brother from New Jersey Drive? Because I was in New Jersey Drive. Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah. He says, well, we about to do this movie called Baller Block. I want you to play a cop in Baller Block. And, they just came into a lot of money. So I was flying down there all the time. And when we got ready to do the set, I was in my dressing room. And this one, Baby didn't really respect money because he was carrying money around like Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. So he came in with these 2 big bags of money and said, yo, how much I owe you? I said, give me the whole damn bag. So he just threw me a few thousand, I think it was like 10, 15,000 to do the part. And the rest is history because we was all, me, Ron Bird, all of them, they went shopping that day. I'll never forget it. Mm-hmm. And he bought like 6 Bentleys at one time.
Oh, Baby?
Baby.
Why you say he don't respect money?
Because he was just throwing, I'm old school.
Yeah.
I believe everything you make, you keep. Like, when the word stunner really fits him.
Yeah.
Because he stunts, yo, in a positive way.
How would you tell these kids nowadays, or just people in general, how would you tell them to respect money?
That's a good question, Charlamagne. What kids, to me, don't think about is their future, right? Mm-hmm. I think you get set up from the government because everybody gets that credit card. At least they use it back when you was 18, 19 years old. They send you this credit card to get have $2,500 on it. And most kids in the hood don't never get that kind of money at one time. So they go shopping, never pay the credit card bill. Now when you get older, you realize you want to start getting your life together, you want to get your credit good, and you realize now that $2,500 is $30,518. It was a setup from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So what we want to tell kids is think about your future, because when you get my age, and not even my age, you understand it better, but you can really start it in your 20s and 30s. Understand points and discounts. Now, all of y'all travel a lot. Mm-hmm. Most of y'all in here travel for free on some place because you got miles and points. So when you run into a situation, you don't spend your money. You use your points to book them 2 round trips tickets to England or St. Lucia's or Jamaica or Hawaii or Africa, right? You do that. So what we want the kids to understand is get your nice credit card. Start building up. Start going to different hotels. You might start at low get the Marriott Bomboy and all that, and build up points over the years. And as you get older, you'll start having discounts. You'll get free airline tickets and bring your girl. And when they upgrade you from a regular room to the presidential suite at the St. Regis, because you are an elite customer. And that's the stuff I think that we had to teach people. Because one of my things I put in my act is like Rockefeller was so amazing. He got most people thinking that most of the schools in Atlanta are HBCU schools.
Rockefeller?
Yeah, watch the game. A lot of people think that Spelman is an HBCU school.
It's not?
Nah. You ready?
Spelman's not an HBCU?
Watch what I'm about to tell you. You ready? Spelman is Rockefeller's wife. They dropped the Rockefeller. It's Spelman.
I don't know if any of this is true, but I'm
You
listening.
better Google it right now. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let me Google this right now.
Yeah, Google it right while we on the air.
I'm listening.
I'm Googling.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
while we on the air. Spelman is Rockefeller's wife.
Let me see. Oh, Laura Spelman Rockefeller. Laura Spelman Rockefeller was an American abolitionist, philanthropist, school teacher, and prominent member of the Rockefeller family. Her husband was Standard Oil co-founder John D. Rockefeller. Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, and the Lawrence Spelman Rockefeller Memorial were named for her. Okay. You learn something new every day.
Isn't that something, yo?
That's crazy. So Spelman, the HBCU, is named after a white woman. That's wild. I never knew that.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't that insane?
That's wild. What made you? When did you hear that? Like, what made you
Years
do that
ago,
research?
because I read a lot and it blew my mind.
I read a lot too, but I ain't never read
Yeah, I
that one.
never-
But that's what I haven't read every book.
Right. Isn't that amazing?
They said in 1884, the school expressed its
Oh, yeah, it said-
gratitude for Rockefeller's generosity by changing the name.
Yeah, Spelman
of the school
College
to
was named
Spelman.
after Laura Spelman due to her significant financial contribution to the institution. Throughout her life, Laura Spelman was dedicated to social and educational causes, particularly for women and African Americans.
Yes.
So it's an HBCU. She just donated
Right.
a lot of money to it. Wow, they said, I knew this though. The Rockefeller family continued to donate 10% of their income to charity, including substantial donations to Spelman, founded to educate Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
Wow.
other colleges around there.
Okay.
It's just not Spelman. So it's just amazing things that happened in the 1800s, how the world can manipulate or change because there's just some things we just don't know.
Yeah.
Just like I read the other day and saw the first Bible that came out in 1800s and how when we got colonized, how they changed all the Black faces to white. Even the Last Supper was all Black people. And we just totally just been manipulated. Now, one thing I don't want to get into as an OG, the things that I always talk about, you don't talk about religion and politics. That's the rule. So that's something, I just wanted to mention that just a little and move on because,
Just to put it out there, it's Morehouse too. Henry
Yes.
Lyman Morehouse, who was a Baptist minister from Stanford, New York.
yes.
And he's a white gentleman as well.
Yes.
He's a white gentleman.
Why did they name it after him? Did they say?
It doesn't say.
You're going to have me researching this all
Yeah,
day.
I've been
later on
researching it
today,
all
guys.
week.
But
Yeah,
at least the world is about to see something that, because I'm quite sure if you don't know, because when I say it in my stand-up, people are blown away. I'm quite sure some people don't believe me, like you almost didn't believe me until you Googled it.
No, I did not believe you. I
No,
just said
but I'm
I
saying,
never heard that. and I don't know if it's true.
But I'm saying people will feel
Yeah.
the same way, but people don't have enough time when they're in the show to Google it. So they go out, maybe he's telling the truth, maybe he's not telling the truth. So, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Now, I saw you on Vlad TV, too. You said that Faison Love stopped you from killing somebody, from shooting somebody.
Yeah. Shout out to Faison. I'm always going to show love to Faison. Back in the 90s, I had some issues with some gentleman down in a comedy club. And I could tell the whole story. What
You
happened?
was gonna shoot a comedian?
No.
Uh-oh.
The owner.
Oh, the
Damn. Jesus. He going to the top. Damn. All right, let's
The
hear this story.
owner. Because it was a hustling dude out of Detroit. And he was, he had influenced a lot of young men. Everybody took the wrong side of that business. Instead of running a comedy club, they all thought they was gangsters. And I had went out earlier that day and wound up meeting this girl probably the night before, and we wound up having sex during the day. That's why I learned so much to this point in life that I try not to have sex before a show because I'm just
Tired.
tired. And me and this girl, we threw down, dog. It's like 2, 3 o'clock. I'm out. And I got 3 shows that night, and I missed 2. Woke up panicking, you know? And one thing about me, I always like to smell good, so I'm still taking my shower. I ain't going out until I wash my ass, right? So I get there, and they all are in the office, you know, thinking that they tough. That talk about TK, what happened, I'm trying to tell her, and one dude's punched me in my face. Yo.
For being late?
For being late. That's my point.
Okay.
Now, I had already caught a case here in New York with the puppy situation back in the day, right?
Hold on, you need to, for people that are new here.
Oh, yeah, because you said
need to tell
puppy
them what
situation
kind of
with
case
everything
you
going on.
caught.
Yeah, that was the credit card fraud case that we had back in the 90s,
Yes.
right? And when once you go to court, your hands are tied because you're on probation. Now, I was in a very crazy situation. I had the puppy case here in 98, but a year before that, I had caught a case in L.A. So now New York was trying to convict me as a predicate felon, right? And a predicate felon in the state of New York is a mandatory 4 to 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm dealing with that. A lot of people got a pass in my lifetime is because I had something else over my head. And once you get in front of a DA or a prosecutor that really want to, they waiting for you to slip. You got to turn the other cheek when people are putting you in a bad situation. So you got to make good choices.
How old were you when he punched you in the face?
This was 40-something years old. And let me tell you something. When you get hit in 40-something, it hurt, dog.
Yeah.
Especially when you ain't been hit in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole different type of feeling when you get hit like that. And so what I did was I went to the whip.
I just want to tell you, I just think it's wild. Like, he was 40 years old, knocking off is still time. I thought this was like a 20-year-old thing. Like, you're a little reckless, you knock off and get late. But you 40 years old,
I was 40.
coming to the club late.
Yeah, coming. But that's the thing. I had a little situation. And coming back up. Was coming up the blast. And Faison saw me. He snatched me up, got me in the car. And he's driving, yelling at me. And
he saw you with the gun.
Oh yeah, it was about to be on, dog.
Where'd you get? You was walking down the street with the hammer?
No, back then I was crazy. I always kept something. And
So did he punch you and you left?
Yeah, I left. The guys left. So I didn't yell and fight. I just knew what I was going to do. So I went right outside. They wouldn't come outside. They were scared, so they wound up calling the police and everything. And Faison snatched me up and got me out. And he was yelling at me because Faison also was one of the good friends who wrote me a character letter for the puppy situation to the judge here, named Margaret, who put fear in my heart. This woman is so, I could just tell she was tired of me. Because what happens when you go to court, they do care about that particular case, but what they care about is your past. And her concern was, how did he get away with all this other stuff? Like, y'all should have stopped him years ago. And basically what she was saying is, the buck stops here. So she put fear in me to the point that I had literally took a deal with New York, to turn myself in January, and I was going to do the 4 to 6 years, dog. And my business manager at the time, David Kleeman, said, they have underestimated you. So I'm still traveling. I go to Vegas. If I lived in Vegas, I go to Vegas, I'm gambling, and I meet this guy standing next to me. And he happens to be an attorney from Long Island. And his name was Tony Capitello. Now I'm thinking I'm in the Sopranos, right?
Tony Capitello.
Tony Capitello. So he's talking to me, and I'm telling him about this case in New York. And he said, well, if you help me out do this, I'll help you. So he got Tony Capitello, and Frank Donato was his partner. I don't know if they're still alive. And we worked out a deal. I helped them out on the situation, and they come to court. But this is what I tell them in January, because I met them in November. And I said, listen, when you come to Manhattan, you cannot come late, because this lady was tough. He comes an hour late, dog, but he's sharp, got this little trench coat over his arm. And we took my deal off the table. And the judge was so mad. I didn't even know what this word meant until she said it. She said, reprimand Mr. Kirkland.
Put him in handcuffs.
Took me in handcuffs, dog, and took me to Rikers for 30 days.
Damn.
Because I took the deal off, so she wasn't playing. Now, while I'm up in Rikers Island, fighting the Puffy case. Puffy gets in trouble with Shine and Jennifer Lopez at the club with the gun. So the same DA people come to me that's trying to put me away. They want Puffy that bad. So they come to Rikers Island, and my attorney is there. He said, hey, they want to talk to you and want to know, would you talk to the grand jury that you saw Puffy with the gun? And, you know, me being clever, I said, y'all get me out of here. We can talk about it, you know.
We can talk about it.
So they took me from Rikers Island back down to the Tombs. So, you know, all the COs know you, right? So they see the detectives every day, like, yo, what's going on? So they taking me out, and they got me in the black car, and we're going to the club where the shooting happened. But they're not telling me exactly what happened. They want me to read between the lines. So they're saying, you was here and Puffy was here. So I'm like, I was here, Puffy was there, and they, so, you know, I'm like going through it. But all this time, for the 3 days they took me out, I'm getting blimpies.
I'm getting blimpies.
You know, because you're in jail, the food is horrible. So I'm like, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. You know, I'm eating my butt off, right? You know. They take me back up to Rikers Island. I think a week later, they come to me, and my attorney says, TK, they want to know if you're going to help them with the grand jury. And I said,
So was you at the club that night?
No, they wanted me to lie.
Oh, okay. So they wanted you to put yourself in the club.
Yeah, they wanted me to put myself in the club because that's how bad they wanted Puffy.
Damn.
Yeah, they wanted him that bad, dog. And I said, nah, I'm good. They was mad as hell, yo. I said, nah, I'm good. And I wind up getting that 4 to 6 off the table. I got 5 years probation, and here I am, a successful business stand-up.
Did you ever have that conversation with Puff and tell Puff what they were trying to do, or no, you never had?
No,
that?
we never had that discussion. We never had that discussion.
You might have stopped Puff's reign of terror, TK, if you'd have said something back then.
No, but I wasn't there. It would have been a lie.
So they put him in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, always that type of situation. Yeah, I totally agree.
It might have put him in prison.
Puff
His alleged reign of terror.
Yeah, but Puff is going through what he's supposed to go through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
See, in life you get so many chances to do right. And because I've been there, you have so many chances to do right. If you don't do right, the universe has a way of humbling you.
Oh, I agree with that.
Absolutely. The universe will humble you, dog, more than you imagine. Because as you know, we're all successful, right? You get up certain days, you got your chest out a little bit more. Some days, you know, you treat some people a little wrong, you know. Sometimes, you know, just the way it is, right? But you got to take that moment to say to yourself, yo, I'm blessed. Let's not push this envelope because God can really take this away from you.
2 seconds.
In a minute.
That's right.
And if you keep treating people bad, you keep doing violent things to women, you keep being disrespectful. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do this maybe 1 year, maybe a week, right? And then get your life together. But if you have a track record for years and you didn't figure it out, the universe will make you pay. And when that situation happened to me with Puff, what hurt me was we didn't have social media then, but what hurt me, my mom found out, because when I was doing crime before, we didn't have social media. No one knew about your business. You could have shot somebody, right? But no one knows what you did a week ago. So now this hit the news. Now the same people who love you and respect you, when you get in trouble, they're embarrassed because they whole career, they talking about how amazing you are, how blah, blah, blah. And when you hurt them, it's a blow. And my mother didn't go to church, yo, for like 6 months. She stopped going to the same place to get her.
She didn't want to hear about it.
Yeah, she didn't want to hear about it. So I had explained to her, I said, Mom, do not be embarrassed. I said, you raised me right. I said, you raised me right. You know, so when someone says to you, just say, you know, he's his own man. That was his choices. And all those experiences made me who I am today, right? 60-something years old, I'm humble, I'm respectful of life, and to still doing what I'm doing at my age is just a total gift. In shape, stay in the doctor's office, strong shoulders, and senior citizen, and You know,
Hey, you are considered a senior citizen.
I am a senior
No, I thought
citizen.
2 more years. I thought 65.
Yeah,
senior citizen.
you start at 55. You get your AARP card at 55. You know, and now I'm president of the homeowners association. I got Medicare A and B plus my private insurance, and that's why I tell the young men to start stepping their game up. Because even though I'm in my 60s, I still can pull your girl. And they said, TK, what do you mean? I said, because I could put your woman on my insurance. I said, y'all out here dating women because she got a tooth missing? I said, y'all out here dating women, you only got, I'm not against surgery, that's what you want to do, but if you're going to get your girl a butt, or she get a butt, and you can't give her the extra few dollars to have the thigh to match the butt, it's not a relationship. And
insurance is important because a lot of these women pH balance be off.
Yes.
They be having that little fishy odor, but they can't even get to the doctor.
They can't get to the doctor,
That's right.
Yep. So that's where I come in. I'll put them on my insurance.
I wanted to ask you about, because you brought up Puff, and I just was thinking about like a lot of people from your era and people that you worked with. When I first met TK was when I was working with Wendy Williams.
Yes.
And you was hosting she had a tour where it was Keisha Cole, you and somebody
What's
else.
the young man's name that got caught with the trans?
Bobby Valentino?
Bobby Valentino.
Was it Bobby?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was Bobby Valentino.
All right, but so when you see the situation, when you see how like things like Wendy turned out, like what do you think?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
The consequences of your choices. See, everything is about the consequences of your choices. Some people only think, I try to teach people not to think about tomorrow. I teach people to think about 10, 15, 20 years from now. You have to think that far in advance. All great people think that far in advance. What I mean by that, let's use football as an analogy. Joe Montana, Tom Brady, when they play games, what makes them great championships? Like, we're looking at the field, most average quarterbacks only look 6 yards or whatever. But Joe Montana, Tom Brady, the whole stadium is their field. And give you an example, I always tell people when I read this, saw this interview, Joe Montana in the 80s playing against, it was San Francisco playing against Dallas, and they was losing. This was the first time San Francisco beat Dallas.
NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship, yep. And in the huddle, Joe Montana said, hey, guys, you see John Candy up in the stands? Like, he was so comfortable that he wasn't caring about what was going to happen. He had saw John Candy, and John Candy was big back in the 80s. He had saw John Candy in the stands, and that's the conversation he was having with his team. And great athletes, great people see the future. They don't think about, like, my life is planned for the next 25 years. I know exactly what I'm doing, and that's just something that keeps me motivated. I know what I'm wearing on this particular day. That's how far advanced I think. And that's what people have to start thinking about. Some people don't think they're going to die. Some people don't want to get insurance. Some people don't want to work out. And all the young people today who are drinking alcohol all the time, you know what they're not thinking about? The consequences of the drinking.
That's right. That's right.
The consequences of the drinking years down the line, what it's going to do to your body. And nobody cares. And I just want everybody to have a long life, because the thing that I understand about this world is, and it's my understanding with the universe, is as long as I live long enough on this planet, I'm going to get everything that this universe has to give me. I will get everything I want.
There you go. There you have it.
I will get everything I want.
I want to ask you about Faison and Stephen A. too. They were going back and forth about OJ being mentioned at the BET Awards.
Yes, and how can I explain that? Faison has his opinion, Stephen A. has his opinion, and what I want to tell African Americans, Spanish, whoever are really rocking with black people, we know OJ killed the bitch, right? Let's just do this. Like, it's facts.
He was found innocent.
Yeah, but let me watch where I'm going.
Okay.
We know he killed the bitch. But OJ's family, you still invite them over for dinner, but you hide the knives.
Jesus.
You hide the knives, Faison, my man, Faison said exactly what to say. Stephen A. Smith, my man Shay Shay, I think men of power. I move differently, I think I'm older than those guys. When you're black, I'm talking about really black, I'm not saying they're not black. I'm just, you have a duty to protect your people. And when people come on there and you start talking crazy, you got to say, you know what? Not on this show. We're not going to do that on this show because we move a certain way on this show. That's my definition of a man. That you hold everybody that comes on your show accountable when you're talking about your culture and your community. It's very important because that's something that we don't do. You know, even though we might know that person is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but in front of the world, you protect your people, and that's what, oh man, I'm motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But in front, we have to, because that's what other races do.
That's right.
And when you think about other races, see, the reason why black men are considered no good, just baby daddies, because African-American women talk to the world about how bad we are. But you don't know nothing about the Mexican man. You don't know nothing about India, right? They don't talk about their,
Mm-hmm.
and what I've learned in life, they're just as bad as we are.
I see what you're saying, because to that point, that does happen to us, but black men do that to black women. You know,
Yes.
when you historically bitches and hoes
Right.
and listen. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Black
right.
women don't listen and they
Right,
won't
right.
submit and all
Yeah,
that.
we all talk about each other and as a stop. Now, when I'm on stage, I use the word bitch. I use profanity. The reason why I do that because I want to get my point across.
Mhm.
But if you notice, when I'm on your show, I don't use profanity.
Mhm.
I don't curse in front of my children. My profanity is strictly for entertainment purposes.
'Cause I mean, even what you said about OJ, about Nicole Brown Simpson, it was a joke.
Yes, and let's make
It
sure.
was a
I'm
joke.
glad
Yeah,
you
yeah,
said
yeah,
that.
it was a joke.
Listen, people, that was a joke. Do
Yeah.
not come after me. Talk about, oh my God, he insensitive.
Yeah,
Yo, I don't want that problem.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't cut that part out. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how the world is, right? They'll just use that part,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and everything else will have a problem.
Yeah, that's what you also said it's hard to find good friends, man.
Yeah, I
Why do you think that's such a tough thing to do?
You know, Charlamagne, we live in a world of habitual liars.
Facts.
Habitual liars, and we all want to do good because of our experience in life. And you meet someone and you feel something for them, and you want to give that person a shot. They just caught you at the right time,
Mhm,
right? They caught you at the right time. And you're like, I'm going to give this person a shot. But you don't see it coming. So there's two lessons in this journey, right? Two lessons is once you find out that person's a habitual liar, it teaches you to keep your guard up for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
And you're only going to get played once. Not just from that person, it teaches you to be that way with everybody because it shows you that everybody has the ability to get you. Everybody. Female, dude, they got the ability. I'm not talking about just being robbery. I'm talking about your time. Talking about relationships. I'm talking about finance, business. Like people go into business with people because people don't take the time to get to know a person's character, find out where they live. Every time somebody want to do business with me, I was like, yo, wait. Let's get to know each other first. But when people hear something good, they're like, yo, exchange numbers. Let's do X, Y, and Z. People not reading the contracts. People exchanging information. Bam. Now you can't find them because they disappeared. And people have to take their time to get to know. I was going through D.C., and the guy saw me. I'm walking one way. He said, yo, I got a business opportunity. I said, why you want to do business with me? I said, I don't know you. I said, no disrespect. I said, I don't know you. So why would you want to do business with me? Why would I want to do business with you? I have never met your mother. I don't know where you are. And that's my point. We have to stop that. We have to really get into finding how a person moves. And life teaches you little things about a person. A person say they successful. You got to peep out their hands, what kind of sneakers they got on. Are they a fast talker? Because some people, when they're a fast talker and run a lot of game, you say, oh, okay. Because I teach people who roll with me.
What do you mean when you say what they got on? Because when I was growing up, my daddy would point to these white men in my town, Monk's Corner, and they
Yes.
would look regular as hell. And he'd be like, that's the richest man in Monk's Corner. He
Yes.
ain't wearing none of his money.
But watch what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
You could wear something simple, but you know it's quality.
Mm.
See, when I'm in London and me and my daughter, we went to go see the Mona Lisa. And this guy, just a regular T-shirt, jeans, it was kind of big. But if you paid attention to detail, he had the cuff turned up, right, on the sneaker. on his jeans, and it was Fendi. But when you know, you know. You understand what I'm saying? As you get older, you understand. Like, see, in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, you think people care. In your 50s and 60s, you realize nobody gave a fuck.
Nobody gave a good goddamn.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
No one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I drive everything from a Bentley to a minivan. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm for real. Nobody cares. It feels good for you.
Nobody gives a damn. Nobody when you die, nobody gonna be like, he drove a Bentley.
Right. Nobody cares.
No, he wore Fendi every day.
Charlamagne, nobody cares, you know? And when you think about us as well, we all came up, we wore sneakers and shoes till the hole came in the bottom. Remember that back in the day? Your sock be out, and all of us here together probably got 3,000 sneakers. Easy.
And don't wear none of them.
Don't wear none of them.
No, you are not lying.
Soon as it get a little dirty, go get another pair. Isn't that something?
They clown me because I wear the same clothes all the time.
Smart.
I don't.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares except
As long as you got on fresh underwear.
That's right.
But I don't even know if he does that.
Okay, you think he's that bad?
He'll wear that same T-shirt tomorrow.
Okay. But as long as his underwear game is good.
Like, I just like it.
Because once I get comfortable, I'm comfortable.
Listen to me. I watch you guys all the time, like my brothers, and I see how comfortable you are. And only thing I can say about that, as long as you wash it.
That's right.
You don't wash it. You can't wash it.
You know,
wash it.
wash it.
You don't wash it. Wear that tomorrow.
Yeah, as long as you wash it with a little wool light and everything, don't lose color. You know, and you always smell good, and you keep your nuts fresh. A lot of guys don't. The nut game is important. That you stay fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of men don't understand that. Like you got to, when you roll up on women, especially, you got to smell amazing.
That's right.
You got to make sure everything about you is just on point, because women like that. The young men today are so, I just don't think men today like women. I think that, they don't want to take them out. They don't want to give them flowers. They like, yo, she could do that herself. I had a conversation with this dude in Harlem. He said, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do nothing for them. You can still, I say, yo, what, who raised you? This is back to what I'm saying. And to the young men who are listening, it's not about money, but you got to have accomplishments and you got to have a few dollars, because either you're going to pay directly or indirectly. Now, some women, you got to put it right in their hand. You know kind of women those are. And then some women you're going to spend indirectly, a movie, a dinner,
right.
And then be man enough. See, everything is not about a purpose, right? Just because you're taking a woman out doesn't mean you have to end up in bed.
Right.
It's not about that. Sometimes a girl is best to be a friend.
You might end up with, yes. All my best relationships are home girls.
Man, and you,
women.
And you got to think about that.
That's right.
Because this woman that you turned out to be your friend, she grows to be a producer, a business person.
That's right.
Down the line.
That's right. Yep.
And because you're cool, that's your opportunity.
That is right.
And a lot of men don't think that way. Guys, start thinking that way. You ain't got to hit it. Just because you bought her something don't mean you got to be mean to it. Like I saw out here, some guy asked a girl for a phone number and he killed her because she didn't give it to him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even seem like he was tough. But, man, he was a little skinny dude. I'm quite sure for the rest of his life, while he's in prison, he will regret what he did, because I know they wailing on his ass.
Oh man,
Of course.
He's a party packer.
Oh man, they wailing on his ass. Oh my God. And you young guys, y'all think y'all tough, but in jail ain't no guns. Ain't no guns, brother. You gonna really see how the people you never see on the street that's super, super tough, and people on the street that you don't see on the street who's super, super crazy, and they find out you did something foul, and they plotting on you as soon as you come through. So that's why some people go to protective custody when they know, because they know if they come out in general population, you done, yo.
That's right.
You done. So, yeah.
TK Kirkland, man, go check him out. Catch Me If You Can
Yes.
World Tour. Tickets available right now on LiveNation.com, and he'll be in New Brunswick, New Jersey this weekend at the Stress Factory.
Give him the number.
Damn, what's the number?
What's the number?
We ain't got the number now.
Yeah, we got to get the number. Got to get them number.
Hold on. Scratch Factory, New Brunswick. Can't they just go to the website?
Yeah, they go to the website. I showed my age, didn't I?
Yeah, you just go to stretchfactory.com.
Stretchfactory.com.
To get your tickets.
Get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Jersey City, the tri-state area, stand up. TK Kirkland is home. I want everybody to come out to show mad love to the one and only TK. And then check me out next Friday, July 18th in Houston at the House of Blues, and Austin, Texas, July 19th at Elmo's Austin. And please follow me at TK_Kirkland, like the water at Costco's, KIRKLAND, because some of y'all can't spell.
There you go. Well, it's the Breakfast Club. It's TK Kirkland.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.